This is IDS 110, Chapter 3, Understanding Emotional Intelligence. Student Profile Sabina. Sabina is an Asian American studying journalism and broadcasting at Oklahoma City Community College. Her home country is Nepal. Sabina got involved on campus in the International Student Association. Sabina admits her first year of college was challenging because of the language barrier, the course load, cultural differences, and insecurities. However, Sabina did not let these challenges sidetrack her determination to succeed. Her ability to understand and manage her emotions helped her through her challenging first year. It is stressful to have many things to do, for example, studying for multiple classes in limited time. Talk to your professors, check your syllabus, know what assignments are due, and make sure to keep up with them via a calendar and/or to-do list. 40% of college students feel overwhelmed by all they have to do in their first year of college. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the ability to identify, use, understand, and manage emotions. Emotions are a big part of who you are. You should not ignore them. The better emotional read that you have on a situation, the more appropriately you can respond to it. Being aware of your own and others' feelings helps you to gather accurate information about the world around you and allows you to respond in appropriate ways. In the simplest terms, emotional intelligence consists of two general abilities: understanding emotions, which involves the capacity to monitor and label feelings accurately. Are you nervous, happy, angry, relieved, and so forth, and to determine why you feel the way you do. The ability to understand and think about the information contained in emotions plays an important role in behavior. Managing emotion. This builds on the belief that feelings can be modified, even improved. At times, you need to stay open to your feelings, to learn from them, and use them to take appropriate action. At other times, it is better to disengage from an emotion and return to it later. Identifying and using emotions can help you know which moods are best for different situations and learn how to put yourself in the right mood. Developing an awareness of emotions allows you to use your feelings to enhance your thinking. Once you start paying attention to emotions, you can learn not only how to cope with life's pressures and demands, but also how to harness your knowledge of the way you feel for more effective problem solving, reasoning, decision making, and creative endeavors. A number of tools are available to assess emotional intelligence. One example is the Emotional Quotient Inventory, the EQI, which provides a detailed assessment of your emotional skills and a graphic representation of where you stand in comparison with other students. You must be willing to be honest about how you really think and how you really behave to get the most benefit out of these kinds of tests. Emotional intelligence includes many capabilities and skills that influence a person's ability to cope with life's pressures and demands. Reuven Bar-On, a professor at the University of Texas, Austin, and world-renowned EI expert, developed a model that demonstrates how these categories of emotional intelligence directly affect general mood and lead to effective performance. Bar-On describes specific skills and competencies that make up a person's emotional intelligence: intrapersonal skills, interpersonal skills, stress management, adaptability, general mood, and effective performance. The first category, intrapersonal, relates to how well you know and like yourself, as well as how effectively you can do the things you need to do to stay happy. This category is made up of 5 specific competencies: emotional self-awareness, knowing how and why you feel the way you do; assertiveness, standing up for yourself when you need to without being too aggressive; independence, making important decisions on your own without having to get everyone's opinion; self-regard, liking yourself in spite of your flaws; and self-actualization, being satisfied and comfortable with what you have achieved in school, work, and your personal life. Understanding yourself and why you think and act as you do is the glue that holds all of the emotional intelligence competencies together. Knowledge of self is strongly connected to respect for others and their way of life. If you don't understand yourself and why you do the things you do, it can be difficult for you to understand others. What's more, if you don't like yourself, you can hardly expect others to like you. Research shows that people with support networks are generally happier and tend to enjoy longer, healthier lives. Forging relationships and getting along with other people depends on the qualities that form the basis for the interpersonal category. These include empathy, making an effort to understand another person's situation or point of view; social responsibility, establishing a personal link with a group or community and cooperating with other members and working toward shared goals; and interpersonal relationships, seeking out healthy and mutually beneficial relationships such as friendships, professional networks, family connections, mentoring, and romantic partnerships, and making a persistent effort to maintain them. Adaptability. Things change. Adaptability is the ability to adjust your thinking and behavior when faced with new or unexpected situations. It helps you cope and ensures that you will do well in life, no matter what the challenges. This category includes 3 key competencies: reality testing, ensuring that your feelings are appropriate by checking them against external objective criteria; flexibility, adapting and adjusting your emotions, viewpoints, and actions as situations change; and problem solving, approaching challenges step by step and not giving up in the face of obstacles. Stress management. In college, at work, and at home, now and in the future, you will be faced with what can seem like a never-ending pressure and demand. Managing the inevitable resulting stress depends upon 2 skills: stress tolerance, recognizing the causes of stress and responding in appropriate ways, staying strong under pressure; and impulse control, thinking carefully about potential consequences before you act, and delaying gratification for the sake of achieving long-term goals. General mood and effective performance. Having a positive attitude really does improve your chances of doing well. Baron emphasizes the importance of 2 emotions in particular: optimism, looking for the bright side of any problem or difficulty and being confident that things will work out for the best; and happiness, being satisfied with yourself, with others, and with your situation in general. It makes sense. If you feel good about yourself and manage your emotions, you can expect to get along with others and enjoy a happy, successful life. How emotions affect success. Emotions are strongly tied to physical and psychological well-being. Some studies have suggested that cancer patients with strong emotional intelligence live longer. People who are aware of the needs of others tend to be happier than people who are not. In light of tremendous obstacles and with the odds stacked against them, emotionally intelligent people will go on to succeed. A number of studies link strong emotional intelligence skills to college success in particular. Here are a few highlights. Emotionally intelligent students get higher grades. Students who tested high for intrapersonal skills, stress, tolerance, and adaptability when they entered college did better than those with lower EI scores. Students who can't manage their emotions struggle academically. Some students have had panic attacks before exams. Others become depressed because of coursework. Far too many turn to risky behaviors such as drug and alcohol abuse, eating disorders, and worse in an attempt to cope. Dr. Richard Cattison, Chief of Mental Health Services at Harvard University, notes that the emotional well-being of students goes hand in hand with their academic development. If they're not doing well emotionally, they are not going to reach their academic potential. 11% of first-year students feel depressed. Students who can delay gratification tend to do better overall. Impulse control leads to achievement. In the famous marshmallow study performed at Stanford University, researchers examined the long-term behaviors of individuals who, as 4-year-olds, did or did not practice delayed gratification. The children were given 1 marshmallow and told if they didn't eat it right away, they could have another one. 14 years later, the children who ate their marshmallow immediately were more likely to experience significant stress, irritability, and inability to focus on goals. The children who waited scored an average of 210 points higher on the SAT, had better confidence, concentration, and reliability, held better paying jobs, and reported being more satisfied with life. Emotional intelligence skills can be enhanced in a first-year seminar. In two separate studies, one conducted in Australia and another conducted in the United States, researchers found that college students enrolled in a first-year seminar who demonstrated good emotional intelligence skills were more likely to do better in college than students who did not exhibit those behaviors. Without strong emotional intelligence in college, it is possible to do well enough to get by, but you might miss out on the full range of competencies and skills that can help you succeed in your chosen field and have a fulfilling and meaningful life. How to improve your emotional intelligence. Developing emotional intelligence is an important step toward getting the full benefit of a college education. Think about it. Do you often give up because something is just too hard or you can't figure it out? Do you take responsibility for what you do, or do you blame others if you fail? Can you really be successful in life if you don't handle change well, or if you are not open to diverse groups and their opinions? How can you communicate effectively if you are not assertive or if you are overly aggressive? If you are inflexible, how can you solve problems, get along with others, or learn from others' points of view? The good news is you can improve your emotional intelligence. It might not be easy. Old habits are hard to change, but it can definitely be done. Here are some suggestions. Identify your strengths and weaknesses. Take a hard look at how you respond to situations. Ask someone you trust and respect for insight. Set realistic goals. Be specific about which emotional intelligence areas you want to improve. Formulate a plan. With a particular goal in mind, identify a series of steps you could take to achieve the goal and define the results that will indicate success. Check your progress on a regular basis. Continually reassess whether or not you have met your goals and adjust your strategy as needed. Suppose you know that you don't handle stress well. When things get tough, too many things are due at once, your bus is late and too crowded, and your significant other seems a bit distant, you fall apart. Here's a model you might use for improving the way you handle stress. The EI competency is stress tolerance. The specific goal, to get control of the things that are causing stress for this week. The plan, to identify each stressor and select a strategy for addressing it. List everything that needs to be done this week. Allot time for each item on the list and stick to a schedule. Ask yourself if the crowded bus is bothering you because you are stressed. Is there something productive you could do on the bus ride? Ask yourself whether your significant other is reacting differently for any reason. Is he or she under stress? Are you overreacting because you feel insecure? Identify what reduces stress for you and still allows you to stay on target and get things done. The success indicator. You are feeling less stressed. You have accomplished many of the things on your list. It is important not to try to improve everything at once. Don't expect overnight success. Commit to practicing emotional intelligence skills until you develop and improve them. Evaluating your emotional intelligence. Using the questionnaire in this chapter, assess your EI. Note areas in which your emotional intelligence is strong and areas that you need improvement in. Be aware of how your emotions affect the way you react to difficult or frustrating situations. Use your awareness ahead of time to try to control your negative reactions. Learn and then practice emotional intelligence improvement strategies such as identifying your strengths and weaknesses, setting realistic goals, formulating a plan, and checking your progress on a regular basis. If you aren't satisfied with your emotional reactions, make an appointment with a counseling center to discuss your feelings and get help. Counselors can help you monitor and understand your emotional responses in a confidential setting. And that's the end of Chapter 3 in IDS 110.